girls and boys, it's Laura the Teach. Welcome! I'd like to read a story to you that's very dear to my heart. When I was a young child, your age, I had this book read to me by my teacher, and it's called The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. I love this book. The Snowy Day. There he is sliding down the hill. And right now, we're in January, so there is snow outside. So this little boy's name is Peter. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. Maybe you have snow outside of your window too. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. It's always so much fun to walk through fresh snow and hear that crunch, crunch under your boots, isn't it? And look he's doing that. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. And he walked with his toes pointing in like this. He made some patterns in the snow. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. And he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. Now you see his feet making two, but now something is making a third track in the snow. I wonder what it is. You're right. It was a stick. A stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. But what happens when you hit something like a tree branch that's got a bunch of snow on it? What's going to happen? You're right. It falls on his head. Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. And now he's walking. He's going somewhere else. He thought it might be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight. But he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. They're really hitting him with those snowballs. He doesn't think it's that much fun. So he made a smiling snowman, and he made angels in the snow. Have you ever made snow angels in the snow? You lie down and you bring your arms up and down and your legs out and in, and you can make a snow angel. He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great big tall heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. He didn't even need a sled to do that. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. Now think about this. He's putting snow into his coat pocket and going into his warm house. Think, I wonder what might happen. He thought and thought and thought about them, his adventures, as he soaked in a nice warm tub. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. So why did the snowball disappear? What do you think? Think about it. He put a cold, icy snowball in his pocket. Then he went into his warm house. What happens to snow when it gets warm? You're right, it melted. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone, and snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. So he's so happy. Look at him. I'll bet you he's going to go on another adventure. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went together into the deep, deep snow. Isn't that a wonderful book, boys and girls? It's one of my favorites. Thank you so much for sharing with me this time and enjoying this book with me. Have a wonderful afternoon.